In a recent USA Today op-ed, former South Carolina Senator and current chairman of the Conservative Partnership Institute, Jim DeMint, calls for caution but says America needs to reopen the economy immediately. Senator DeMint is with us now. Senator DeMint, thank you for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me, and I hope everyone listening and watching today is healthy. It looks like we're turning this whole thing around right now.
Certainly, that is our hope. When you say immediate opening, are you suggesting that every business in every state open now?
No, I think we've got some really smart governors. South Carolina is doing it well. Certainly, Governor DeSantis in Florida is going county by county looking at infection rates. But let's go back to the beginning of this lockdown and remember that they weren't trying to keep us from getting this virus. They were just trying to slow the infection rate so that it wouldn't overwhelm our hospitals and healthcare system. So we've got governors in most of the states around the country who can move back to regular life in a cautious way and just keep an eye on the infection rate. If the infection rate comes back, we need to make sure that we have the healthcare facilities and experts to take care of it. But this idea that we hear from some blue state governors is we've got to keep our economy closed down, I'm afraid that has nothing to do with health care. It has everything to do with politics in the 2020 elections.
So you're teeing me up for my next question. You say the hysteria about reopening the economy isn't about public health dangers that come along with reopening those businesses, rather politics, power, and the 2020 election. Can you explain a little bit more what you meant by that?
We do know this, that our economy is on the verge of collapse. And we know that if the coronavirus comes back in the fall, we can't shut everything down again. The Federal Reserve now is printing money, and the Congress is spending and borrowing more money than we ever have in history. And we've got a higher unemployment rate than we have in decades. So we've got to get back to work, and we can do it cautiously. But this idea of keeping the economy shut down is only so that the economy will be bad in November. It's clear from what they're saying and what they're doing. The thing that worries me the most is how many people in the political realm are taking advantage of this in ways that have nothing to do with healthcare.
Senator DeMint, I want to ask you as a follow-up, new data from Stanford University shows that since Georgia has reopened sections of its economy, the risk of exposure has risen 40%. Are you concerned about a rise in cases as the economy reopens?
Well, notice they say the risk of exposure. We don't have data that suggests that more people are being infected or getting sick. We're learning more about this virus. Most people who get it don't even know they have it or have very mild symptoms. It's only a very narrow section of the population that's at risk. It's folks who are generally older with pre-existing conditions of some kind that are complicated by the coronavirus. So working age people who are healthy have almost no risk from this. And so I think what we need now more than anything else is just good data on who is at risk and what are the real symptoms of folks who get it but are not hospitalized. I think what we can do is reduce the fear significantly that most people can go out and go back to their life at very little risk. But some people who have health conditions and are older need to be very careful. And so we can do that without keeping things locked down, because I don't see any evidence that the lockdown is producing better health results.
All right, Senator DeMint, we're going to have to leave it there. Jim DeMint, we appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much.